everybody. Welcome to the SyFy Sistas podcast, where we give you our point of view. I'm Tamia Harper, and I'm joined today by my sisters, Yvette Blackman-Tom.
Hello.
Sabrina Wood.
Whoop, whoop.
And Fran T.
What's happening?
What's happening, Fran, is that we are all just returned from the cruise.
Yay.
Star Trek, the Cruise 6. We all got to go on the cruise.
Across the universe.
What she's saying. Exactly. We all got to go on the cruise this year, so I didn't have massive FOMO. And I was really enjoying myself. And so we've got today a little cruise wrap up, and there was some big news that hit us while we were on the cruise, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. But right now, we're just so happy to be together. All four of us. It's been a really good month, right? That we've had a lot of time that we got to spend some quality time together, you know?
Absolutely. I was so happy to have all my sisters on the cruise, just partying. It was wonderful. It was so nice to get out of. Well, actually, we went into the bad weather. That was something.
That was crazy. So we left, y'all, the cruise left out of Los Angeles this year. And the day that we flew into Los Angeles the day before the cruise, and it was cold. I mean, it was cold, you know, it was like mid-Atlantic East Coast cold, not North Atlantic East Coast cold, but mid-Atlantic East Coast cold.
Cold to us.
Yeah. And then the next day we all get up at the crack of dawn so we can get out to the cruise ship on time. And we're standing around in the rain and the cold. It was even colder that morning, and the wind, waiting to get on this cruise ship. And that was the day that the storm system moved into California, and they actually had snow in LA, which was crazy. We were sailing out while it was snowing there.
And that captain decided to put the steam on and get ahead of the storm. We were rocking and rolling. We were like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm. Thank God to the captain, right?
Yes. Thank you, Captain.
So the first day, so this is my first time getting on a cruise, and I was amazed. These three are seasoned Star Trek cruise veterans. So, you know, they were really blasé about everything. I walk in and I'm like, everything is Star Trek. I was like taking pictures and videoing all over the place. I'm like, look, it's called Mariner's Retreat. So one of the bars on the cruise, the first bar that we came to, the first place that you can sit down and rest your feet and get some food, or maybe, you know, was called Mariner's Retreat. And it was decked out. It had all the drinks were owed names, a lot of names from things from Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks, and had these huge round crew pictures of characters of all the Lower Decks characters in like naval garb, you know, in maritime garb. Mm-hmm. It was really awesome.
It was cute. They did a good job. I'm always amazed.
You know, we didn't tell her that. I thought we had let you know. I thought Tamia, you knew that.
It's one thing.
Well, we wanted to tell person, but
to
see it. Yeah.
To see it yourself is totally different. You know, that's what I mean. Like, you guys are totally like been there, done that. I've seen this. Oh, that's cute. And I'm like, look, it's Mariner.
It was totally different last year.
They had all the captains.
All the captains.
Yeah, it was
it's the captain's retreat.
Yeah, so it was different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who was the first person, who's the first, Star Trek cast member you saw, like walking around? It was Brent Spiner. That was the first one I saw. He was in the elevator with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was the first one I saw? Oh, gosh, I don't even know who the first one.
He's acting all blasé.
Well, mine was Sirach, so.
Yeah, well.
Technically, it was Sirach for all of us, right? Because
wasn't he at the retreat? Wasn't he at the bar with us? I mean, the place.
No, he didn't come to the bar. It was. I think we had already went to our rooms. I can't. It was like me and Homer. So me and Homer met up with Sirach.
Okay.
And
I saw Sirach.
Right. So we were just kind of hanging out in the observation lounge.
Right.
We were there for I mean, he was there for a long time.
Across from the Gorn retreat, the Gorn bar. It was the observation on one side, and the other side was the Gorn bar.
Gorn.
What do you mean, like next to it?
No, across from it, yeah. Yeah, it was the Gorn something or the other.
Across from the observation lounge was the desk, I thought.
So it's the customer service.
Customer service was across from that. Yeah, not the Gorn. Yeah, I guess.
The Gorn was up a little further.
I think it was, fifth floor.
It was up a little further.
We digress.
Anyway, there was a Gorn bar on the boat, on the ship, somewhere on the ship.
I think I saw Armin Shimmerman, but I wasn't like in the same elevator with him, but I saw him like across the way, like
I saw him a couple times,
en route.
Yeah. So Ciroc wasn't my first person. I just thought about it. My first person was Ira.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
I came back and told everybody.
Yes,
he was the first person I saw, and I was like, I stopped. I said, "Hey, Ira, I'm Yvette from SyFy Sistas." He was like, "Oh, we finally get to meet." And he was telling me about, COVID. We just talked about all kinds of stuff, and other stuff. And then I saw Ciroc once because we were like past each other. Then I saw Ciroc and him and Homer.
I think I was so busy looking around at the ship and just being like thoroughly amazed by what I was seeing that I really didn't register a lot of other faces.
I'm sure.
Because you guys, if you haven't been on this cruise, you walk into it like it's a huge ship. It fits 3,000 people. Like it's a floating city. And so you walk into like the main parts of the main promenade stuff and you just look up stories and stories like you're in a huge shopping mall, right? That's what it looks like. It's just layer after layer after layer. And it's ornate and, really shiny. And, there's a lot going on,
Squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like everywhere you look, there was a lot of stimulus coming at you all at once. So it was a lot to take in on the first day. And it was loud. Like they had the music pumping. Like as soon as you walked on the boat, it was just like boom, 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 boom. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I guess we're here to party.
Everywhere you look, you saw Star Trek, The Cruise somewhere.
That's great. I love it. I love getting on that first day. It's just, you can't go to your room for a while. Yeah. The rooms aren't ready. So you're all hanging out on, they got the bars. No, the bars aren't open yet. You're still at port?
No, they were.
No, they were open.
No, they were open. Yeah,
like, that's the first thing they're going to open.
What am I talking about? You fool! What are you talking about?
That's the first thing they're going to open.
Right. They give you the the thing for the day, and you're just on trying to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of the day. It was just so great. And then, of course, for us, this was my third cruise. Second for you guys, but
second.
It's the reunion of everyone who was on the prior cruise. So.
Yes, right. So I got to meet all these people that I had been hearing about from you guys. And like some of the first people we ran into was Darth. And his dad Frank.
His dad.
Yeah. And his dad Frank.
And Frank.
Yep.
Darth and Frank, hey guys.
Hey guys. So that was a great way to kick off.
Yep.
And then we met with Tony.
Yeah, hey Tony.
Tony Aponte. Hey
Tony. Anthony.
Oh man,
forget about it.
Right.
And not very long after that, we met up with Karen Jamera, who is
the mothership and the book club. Yes.
Yep.
California's own.
And then, and very shortly after that, we ran into Mark Richmond.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So we had away. Like our crew was set from day one.
Yes.
Yeah, sure was.
Oh my God.
So they had a big party on the first night. It was really fun. They had DJ Storm on this cruise.
Oh, wow.
All right. Shout out to Storm.
Shout out to DJ. DJ saved my life.
Yes. That DJ saved my life, not just that last night, but the night before that, and the night before that, and the night before that.
Especially after last year.
We were dancing on the promenade.
And when we dancing on the promenade,
We
tore
were dancing on the promenade.
Dancing.
Tore the dance floor up. I have the video to prove it.
And in pajamas and robes, baby.
It was great.
Was that the first night?
No.
Yeah, the first night was the
pajama
party, the going pajama party.
Oh my gosh.
Was it the going pajama party?
Oh,
I
that
thought
was the second night.
That was the second night. The first night was just a party.
No, the first night was pajama party.
Really?
Was?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was.
They started off with the pajama party?
They started off with the pajama party because I was wondering whether I should put my pajamas and stuff in my bag to carry on. I'm like, no, we'll get it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the first night.
So the gala was the second night?
Yeah. Gala was the second night.
Yeah, because remember I took my robe off?
Yes, I know. We did the James Brown thing.
I remember, you didn't take it off. You gave it to me.
Oh, yeah, I gave it to you. I had to take it off to give it to you.
So I was like, okay. And then I went back out there and put it on you like James Brown.
Like James Brown, that's right.
Which I also have the video to prove.
Oh, good. That's awesome. That's great for TikTok.
And I gotta tell you guys, like the when Sabrina said they put the pedal to the metal on that ship, she was not lying. That floor was dipping and dodging so much. We were dancing every time I went up on one foot or tried to do a spin or turn. I ended up almost flat on my ass because the ship dipped underneath me.
Right. That's right.
I was not drunk. Y'all know I don't drink,
right.
But I was looking like I was drunk because the floor was weaving, bobbing so much. So we all made a new dance. Like every time the floor dipped, here's all the black people making a dance. Hey, oh, hey, oh. Every time it went back and forth, we had a brand new dance.
I thought one of us was going to hit the deck.
Oh, I did. I definitely thought one of us was going to hit the deck.
I mean, we could have. We could have. We really can't. We really could have because it was something. It was really nice. And then we went up. Then we was down there a long time. Then we went up to I can't think of the name of the thing, but it's like on the 13th or 14th floor. That club.
Oh, the other club.
Yeah. I said I'll be back if I'm not having a good time. I didn't come back because
they had a separate DJ up there, folks.
Yes,
it looked like it looks like a small little private club,
nightclub.
Yeah.
And the first song he played when I got up there was "Never Too Much."
Mm.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, okay, no, you're not playing Luther. So, but what he did was, I figured I'd say he played the original songs like "Never Too Much" and stuff, and then he would play the updated, modern, where they sampled that same song.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was doing up there that night.
Well, I didn't make it off the promenade until later.
When y'all got up, by the time y'all got up there, I was on the floor dancing by myself.
Oh, yep. Yes,
I was the only one on the floor.
Y'all. Yes, she was.
You waiting for us.
The music was fierce. The music was really nice.
He was doing it up there. The DJs were good.
Yeah, he was good.
But what was cool too was the DJs played something for everybody. Like, eventually, you heard your stuff.
Your decade.
I had video of all of us on the promenade screaming, singing at the top of our lungs, living on a prayer. Like, whoa, we're halfway there. And they're like, oh, okay. And I have this video, there was something for everybody that was but what was wonderful about it was that the DJs were very artful in how they spun, there were no cold cuts coming, like everything wove into the other thing. And, they played the stuff that we wanted to party to. And then the second day,
don't forget about YMCA.
Oh my God!
I'd forgotten about YMCA. Yeah, we YMCA'd on the promenade.
I think every night they ended up playing YMCA, and everybody knows it.
Everybody knows the YMCA.
It was the great unifier.
I don't see how that's possible.
That song was the great unifier because, like, a lot of the songs, like there was a generational thing happening. Like you'd have the SyFy Sistas and our crew out there dancing, and then we'd be like, okay, this isn't really my jam. I'm going to step back. And then the younger crew would come out and they'd be dancing. Everybody was dancing to YMCA. Everybody.
Everybody.
People were walking
And
past the
I
promenade, and
have to, to admit this about the YMCA. Back in the day when that group was out,
Mm-hmm.
it went right over my head. I had no idea.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I had no idea what that group was about, what the song in the Navy, YMCA. I was just, having a ball. And then I think, and I'm telling y'all the truth, I think about 10, maybe 15 years ago, I figured out what the group was about, the types they had. I'm like, oh my God, all along that was what that was. And I'm in my 60s, y'all.
They gotta pull your gay card.
They need to. Just go on and pull it. Because I had a clue. Back then I wasn't gay. As far as everybody knew, I wasn't
As far as everybody knew, right.
Exactly. I wasn't gay.
Exactly.
Not back then.
Because that's why you didn't get
I'm sticking to
it. A Lisba who? Lesba what? Huh? What
that's all right.
Oh, please.
It's okay, friend, because you know what? All them bitches are dead.
Yeah, they are. Every damn one of them. Every damn one of them.
Okay.
All right. I had to say that, folks, only because it was the quote of the week.
Thank you for explaining that, because next thing you know, we're going to get letters like,
I know.
The people from the YMCA are not dead.
We're not talking about the people from the Y.
We're not talking about anybody. I just decided to drop that in there because Fran T said that one day and put us all on the floor.
Literally.
That was it.
Literally on the floor.
Ironic part about it.
All them bitches are dead. Okay, moving right along. Like we were trying to get to day 2.
Yeah.
Did we get Y'all know what? In the harm after day 1, the other days just kind of blend into each other. I can't tell you what day 3 was.
I have cheat sheets because I have pictures of the schedules on my phone.
The only time I knew what day it was is if I got into the elevator.
Right.
And we were on the third, on deck 3, right next to the dining facility. So we ain't always getting the elevator.
No, right, exactly.
And I'm like, I haven't been in the elevator today. I have no idea what this is.
It's just another day at sea with Star Trek. That's what.
That's it.
You put on an appropriate T-shirt and just roll on out.
Just keep it moving.
It's all good.
And for all the people who came up to me and came up to us and said, y'all the SyFy Sistas, hi there. I can't name you guys.
Right.
But thank you so much for your acknowledgement, for everything. It was like, okay. And I said to, I don't know who I was with. Was I with you, Tamia? Or I was with somebody. I said, oh, they like us. They really like us.
It was just amazing.
It was kind of overwhelming. The appreciation that people showed for us. It took me aback more than once. The generosity of people, just not just with gifts, but just their praise, and their thank yous for putting this podcast out. Something that we just do because we like to have fun and talk about whatever. And some people were saying how it just opened their minds to so many different things, and they look at Star Trek so differently now. It was that, like I said, that was kind of overwhelming. People were telling us stories about how, it's just changed them, and it was a lot. It was a lot to and Fran always trying to make sure I stayed. I was always like,
because she
slinks away.
Y'all remember she slinks away, stage left. Y'all remember Snagglepuss? Snagglepuss exit stage left. Snagglepuss.
Yvette doesn't like this kind of stuff, so she kind of would leave Fran.
She just
All
left
right,
me,
Fran,
you know.
they came to talk to you anyway.
But no, you know, we were at this premiere thing in New York, and the people came rushing up to us, and she said, "Oh, you're the SyFy Sistas." I'm like, "Yeah," and I looked, and Yvette was going left, gone. So I had to stand there, and it was my pleasure to talk to these people.
That's right. You do
but
a great
Yvette
job
was
with
gone.
it.
She was Snagglepuss.
It's not that I don't appreciate it. It's just not my thing.
It's overwhelming sometimes.
It's very overwhelming.
Well, I mean,
for
we
me,
got
so.
it was overwhelming, and there was a lot of love heaped on us, and that was just and that was really beautiful. So you know, thank you to everything. Like people were giving us gifts and stuff, and
I want to talk about my favorite gifts. It wasn't my favorite. I have a lot of favorite gifts.
Yes, we had a couple. Dafid Bolston and his wife, Dafid's wife, made us these beautiful bracelets.
That's on it's on my ankle right now.
Yep, mine is too.
Thank you.
It's in my jewelry box.
It says SyFy Sistas Mothership. I could not believe they made these things. They had like a drama getting on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God. They made it. They got there.
Yeah, Dafid and Rachel. Thank you so much.
It was so crazy.
Rachel.
They weren't the only ones to have that issue.
No.
Terry Farrell had the same issue.
Terry Farrell had it?
Yeah, she had to go back and get her passport. Just like, did they lose their passport?
Something happened and they missed the connection and they had to get on the ship at the port.
They left their passport in the previous place where they were traveling.
Oh,
so,
my God.
Yeah, so they had to go back and get them and then come meet the ship.
Okay.
So
I would have gone home. I would have been too through.
But
I'm glad they came.
I'm glad they came too. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. But we didn't meet them on day 2. It wasn't day 2. We didn't get to, so we're skipping ahead. So day 2.
Are we still doing days?
I'm trying to, because day 2 was a big momentous day for me. Because I got to be on the panel with
That's right.
With Rob Perlman and Dr. Muhammad Noor.
Yes.
And the panel was called The Art and Science of Idic. And hosted, so Rob and Muhammad were doing the panel together, and it was my first time meeting Rob, and he was a real dear. Shout out to you, Rob Perlman, because you are awesome.
I mean, man. we got before that, we became like, he's become a friend now, which is like so cool. He's part of our little Trek family now, which I just love him and Muhammad now. So it's so awesome. So.
Yeah, it was great, man. We did a whole panel on IDIC and diversity and Star Trek and the influence. Oh, thank you.
Definitely rocked it.
You nailed it.
I sure did.
It was a lot of fun.
You were up there.
And I saw more than, even after that, people that came up to you, to me, talking and saying, "Oh, I really love the panel, and I like what you said, and I had to think about it differently." And guy, he was talking. You remember? I think we were together, and he was like, "I didn't know it. I didn't look at it from that point of view. Thank you so much." And now I have to go back, and I hope my son, because his son was there with him, and he says, "I hope he's." Sees what's going on there and everything. And thank you so much. To me, it was great. So
yeah, and what's cool is I saw that I traveled back east on the plane with them too.
Wow.
Okay. And they I didn't know we were on the same plane, and he came up to me. He's like, "Hey," and you remember me? I was like, "Yeah, how you doing?" That'd be Anthony. What's up, Anthony? And Ben, Anthony, and his son Ben, who's
those are the guys for
the basketball phenom.
Yes, the basketball. That's the basketball game.
And they had a bunch of stickers and patches and buttons for me that they gave me on the plane, which is so cool. It was really sweet.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a real honor.
And that wasn't
to be
until
up on
the
that
next
panel,
day, wasn't it?
The panel, or when I saw them?
No. After
when I saw them on the plane coming home.
I know, but you didn't take you took the plane the next day, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a real big coincidence.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just it was a real honor to be asked to be a part of that. So thanks, Muhammad. We love you
filled in for
so
Michelle
much.
Hurd.
Yeah. Who you standing in for, Tamia? Michelle Heard, girl. Hi, Michelle. We missed you.
We did miss you. Oh, my word.
Boy,
I was so,
I was hurt. I was hurt she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't there.
But I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing her hopefully on the next one or
she's scheduled for the next one.
Yeah, hopefully. So, but yeah, we missed her. I was really looking forward to Michelle because, but that's all right, Michelle. Michelle, if you're listening,
and we know you are.
You know your sister's got your back always and forever. I'm gonna start doing some heat wave over here for you because we got your back
forever.
Right? Okay.
Okay,
I'm not gonna get charged. We're not gonna pay no money.
Right. We not paying.
Oh, that's right.
We don't have that type of money.
We ain't got no money. What you talking about? Type of money.
Exactly. But we love you, Michelle. And so anyway, so that was day 2 was filled. Like, so if you haven't been on the cruise or if you didn't listen to our previous show about the cruise, then I would let you know that it's like a big convention, but cooler. Like at sea. So there's panels all day long for people to go to. So like on day 2, they had a Voyager panel, and there was Ira Stephen Bear had the man behind the blue beard talk, and
that was good.
there was like a bunch of fun stuff. Like there was In the Captain's Chair with William Shatner.
Loved it.
Yeah, Sabrina, you went to that one, right?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Hey, he's still mesmerizing. I tell you, he was hilarious. He just was. I love him.
And then they have like fun things. Go ahead.
May I add one? They had the VIP stuff, where people paid extra to do.
Oh,
and I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't feel any different from last year to this year with the VIP stuff. It didn't affect me at all in my experience.
No, I didn't even notice it.
I didn't even, there was some seats like on the panels and stuff that was reserved for them, like front row, whatever. But I didn't never get on the front row, no way. So
no, we never get there on.
We never get,
we never got anywhere on time.
but I didn't notice. Maybe some people did, but me myself, I didn't notice. I didn't notice the difference.
But people were talking about it was going to be, it would make some people feel like they were second class or whatever that was that they were talking about when it first came out. But it didn't seem to affect anything or really be a big deal. So if they're going to do it again, go ahead and do it. We totally didn't.
I just won't be a part of it, but
no, I'm not paying for it. I ain't seen you need it.
No, me neither. So yeah.
Until you brought it up, I had no idea that was a thing.
Exactly.
It was. See, that's the thing.
No clue. Until you just brought that up, I was like, what happened?
Yeah,
so a little bit of a stink for some people. They were real upset about it. Yeah,
so guys, if you're thinking about doing the VIP thing for the next cruise, unless they change it significantly, don't bother.
Maybe the VIPs had a good time, but
what she said,
Oh, maybe they did.
I wouldn't say that because who knows what they did. They might just didn't do it in front of us. That's all.
Yeah, it was.
But as far as like it felt, that's why I like the cruise
and stuff
better than I like the. My experience at the cruise and the convention was different.
Yes, you notice it a lot at the convention.
You notice it's a lot different than the convention. Mm-hmm. So, it didn't faze me whatsoever. I did see some comments about some things, and I will not go into it. But it didn't affect me.
Yeah.
At a ball.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And I was thinking when you first started saying that, I was thinking you were talking about like the stuff that the activities that you could sign up for, with different celebrities. Yeah, because day 2 was Blackjack with Marina Sirtis. So you could sign up and book for that, or like the Sip and Paint with Tawny Newsome.
But they all sold out before we got on the ship.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, these were
sign up for those quick.
You have to sign up for those like right away because those types of experiences sell out really fast. Mm-hmm. But I just noticed that a lot of them, well, especially we were in Mexico, so a lot of them were geared towards alcohol. and
Most
alcohol consumption
Most
with a celebrity, and that was not something that I was interested in at all. So I didn't sign up for any of them.
Well, me neither.
Or gambling.
I wouldn't
or
mind,
gambling, exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing the charity breakfast with Chase.
I missed that.
I
should have done that.
Oh, so quick thing. So come to find out, I think Homer told me. I don't know if it was Homer or Ray. So someone, I think it was Homer, told me that Chase mentioned us.
Yes.
At the breakfast.
It was Homer.
It was Homer. Okay, so she mentioned that hopefully in the near future, she'll be working with the SyFy Sistas to do a big promotion. Hopefully you'll hear about it soon. So, she mentioned us. I know I was supposed to go to the breakfast and I kind of thought, I think I missed it. I think she invited me and sent me an email or something. And that second day I was not well. So I missed everything. Like I didn't go to the gala or anything. So I'm assuming that's when she sent it. I just didn't look for it, but she did mention us at the breakfast. So just wanted to put that out.
And that was sold out. That had a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we haven't even gotten through all of day 2. Like there was a lot,
gala.
and there was the Captain's Gala. There was stand-up comedy by Garrett Wong, and there was so much going on, and that's just one day, y'all. There was the Deep Space Nine panel. There was just a lot. It was chock full, and every day was like that. Every day had amazing themes and amazing panels and great activities all day long, or you could just skip all of that and be on a cruise.
That was me. Although I did do the Search for Spock scavenger hunt, and I enjoyed that.
I met you. I was coming out the elevator. You and Mark were going in the elevator.
We were searching.
And how many Spocks did you find?
Oh, I found a bunch, but you had 17 questions. You had to figure out the question to figure out where on the ship the little Spock thing was. And, then when you raced over to that room, it was hilarious because the crew was really helping us because they were telling me one was in the liquor store, and the poor guy in there, I just said, just tell me there's a Spock in here. Just tell me this is the right place. He nods and says, yeah, there's a Spock in here. And then I'm like trying to find it. I'm going through all the racks of liquor and I'm looking all over, and he's like going, you're cold. You're cold as ice. You're getting hotter. You're hot. You're burning up. You're burning up. They were not telling us what these things were. It was hilarious watching them, because as soon as you ran over, you would see their faces going, oh, here's another one. One poor guy, he kept saying, there's no Spock in here. It's not in here. And people were running all over the ship. We had 4 hours to find 17 Spocks and then get back. That was it. It was fun.
That sounds like a blast. You know what one of my favorite things was of the whole cruise, and I wish there had been one like every night, with the trivia. I didn't think that I would enjoy trivia so much. I'm not good at it, but I really enjoyed it. I got a couple of ones, but I was like, okay, group consensus, because I don't know.
I won the first night, so hey.
Yeah, you did. I wasn't on your team then.
Went downhill from there.
Sure did. That's when I joined the team.
It was spectacular. We didn't have a vet one night, and I don't know. But I'm just gonna, without naming names, I'm telling this story because this was just a classic. But we got to the trivia, and this guy is like, on our team, we're sitting there, and he's like determined to get this other person to play who will remain nameless. Or should I name him? No, I'm not going to name him.
Don't name him.
No names. We were waiting for him. They were waiting for him. And, we're sitting there, the women, we're sitting there like, what is the problem with us? We know Star Trek. It's like, no, we need XYZ.
Oh, I know this story.
Yeah.
You could name names. Yes.
They were waiting for Dr. Muhammad Noor to come.
Oh, okay. All the guys were waiting for Dr.
We go through this last year with him.
I was like, first of all, they changed the rules because of us.
They did.
Yeah.
They said there can only be 4 people on a team, and we just looked at each other like, "Oh, damn!" That's because we had like 8 people on our team.
Yeah, we did.
Because we had all our friends together. We all wanted to sit together. So anyway, the guys were waiting for Muhammad, and I was just through with them. So I just said, you know what? We're going to set a list up. It's going to be
who was on your team though? You had Muhammad. You had Julie Noor. You had Muhammad's wife.
Julie Noor. Yes, because we decided to go guys against the girls. I was like, forget it. Take Muhammad. We need Muhammad.
And guess what happened, y'all? The girls spanked their butts.
Of course they did. Because they didn't have Muhammad.
Sideways.
Last year we had Muhammad. He gave us one answer, I think. And they kept saying, but they had Muhammad. I'm like, let's say something.
Unless it's science.
Right.
And he's got that rigged. I want to talk to you about that, Muhammad.
That science stuff. Oh my gosh. I didn't get one.
Oh, the
one
science
answer.
trivia.
They made it hard this year. It was it was significantly harder this year than it was last
Muhammad
year.
Noor and Dr. Aaron McDonald ran the science trivia this year. It was, I mean, if you weren't a scientist, you were not getting it. Period. End of
I didn't
discussion.
get one, not one.
I got
You had
one.
to have been a scientist to.
I
didn't
think
get
the
one.
physicists got it. Like the
I didn't get one.
scientists.
Yeah, like I think it was a physicist who won. I don't remember. I mean, it was just like, okay, we were all like, we're out.
Oh, whatever. But Muhammad, come on, man. We're begging for at least multiple choice. Give us a chance.
He said, no.
Multiple choice.
No multiple choice.
Come on.
Well, Jennifer, I want to say Jennifer was on my team in the trivia, and every one of us gave one crucial answer that none of the others knew. So yes, it was definitely a team winning. Mm-hmm. It was so funny. The faces were hilarious. I was just like, that'll show you.
We got 17 right, but the team behind us got 19 right.
God dog it.
That was the other night.
Yeah. Woof.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys. I mean, like I told you guys, trivia was like one of my favorite things on the cruise. Nate, what's one of your favorite things on the cruise?
I did mine scavenger hunt. I enjoyed that so much.
When we took the picture with the DS9 crew.
Yeah.
That was my favorite because you know what? I'm holding hands with Andrew Robinson.
Oh, you were all up in his lap.
I was.
She was. I mean, let me tell you something. Let me just explain to you what just happened. So, Fran, now we took this picture twice.
Yes, we did.
Let's just make sure. First time, I don't know how close they were the first time, but I think her head was on his shoulder.
She was leaning on him.
Right.
Second he was leaning toward me
evidence.
too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
it wasn't mutual. It wasn't one-sided.
And I mean, it wasn't like there was introductions. We just walked up and sat down. Next thing I know, these two are in a love. They, preparing a love nest over here.
See,
like, what's going on? Then we come back, we gotta take it again. They holding hands. Say, wait, how did this all get together in this mere seconds? Because, like I said, no introductions.
There's a backstory.
There's a backstory. No,
there's a backstory to this.
Okay, I had to be.
Yeah, there's a backstory.
Okay.
He did a movie some years ago with Walter Matthau called Charlie Varick.
Yes.
And that's one of my favorite movies. Okay. So I told him, I saw him, before we took the picture, I told him, there's the Charlie Varick guy. He said, oh yeah. Because in
New
at
York,
the convention. Yeah, at the convention, we were walking to the elevator together. And I said, I love wanting you to meet Charlie Varick. He said that was my favorite movie to make. And I said, oh, okay. So when he was walking out on the cruise, I said, there's the Charlie Varick guy. And he said, yes. So that's the backstory. So when I sat down beside him, I said, Charlie Varick. He looked, oh, there's my Charlie Varick lady. That's the backstory.
Okay, so there was the introduction. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, but that was cool to get that picture because
Ciroc.
So we know Ciroc. We walk up and Ciroc goes, the SyFy Sistas.
He didn't even say it out loud though. He was miming it. He was like SyFy Sistas.
And everybody on the cast is looking at him like, what's going on? And then Mama Nana sees us and she's like, oh, and she remembered us from, when we interviewed her before. She's like, hi. She's giving us love.
And I reached out and gave her something in her hand. Mm-hmm. She took it.
Yep.
So that was it was cool. It was lovely to be there with them and
yeah.
Get
How
that
about the
picture.
guy? Jeffrey Combs was looking around. Okay, Sabrina, tell us about that.
It was so funny because they were all like, Taraka saying hi, Nana saying hi, Terry Farrell, we had talked to her, she's saying hi. Jeffrey Combs is looking at us like, who are these women?
It was really funny.
And Andy Robinson is hugging on Jeffrey Combs is like, who the hell are these?
The look on his face. What? Who?
Come on, I don't know these people. Who
because even we know Nikki.
Right. Oh, right. And Nikki, right?
And Nikki, right. So Jeff was like, what happened? Why nobody?
So that was fun. That was a nice highlight. Yvette.
Yes.
What was your highlight? What was one of your favorite highlights of the cruise?
I had a lot. Which one could I talk about?
That you could talk about? You said that really?
Which one can I talk about?
That's kind of a given when I'm asking.
I had a lot. I had a lot of them. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of dancing. Any type of dancing was fun. I had so much fun dancing. I missed
with
dancing.
Tawny?
Dancing with everyone. I mean, just dancing. I love to dance, and I don't get to do it as much as I would love to. And last year, I did the silent disco all the time, and that was one of my favorites. But the music was so good this year.
Yeah.
I was so pleased that DJ Storm was there, and it was just good music. And I like I said, I just love to just get up and just be free and dance. And that was probably, I would say that was my favorite part. Yeah.
The gala night was the dancing night.
And I missed that.
Oh my God.
I
I've never been to the gala before. And we walked in and they have it in the main dining room, which is third floor. There's a fourth floor and a fifth floor. So, we walked in, I think on the fifth floor, right, Tamia? We
walked in upstairs. Yeah. It was just wall to wall people.
Whoa! And people are in like full dress uniforms and everything, or gowns and whatever. We just came in whatever. But so it doesn't matter. If you don't have full uniform, you can still go. Just go. And I think before I wouldn't go because I didn't have a dress uniform. Mm-hmm. But I just went. It was wild. It was so great.
I just dressed up.
Yeah, people getting their.
I mean, it was a blast. Yes, like I had dressed for dinner for the captain's
we were dressed
dinner,
for dinner,
and then I went back to the room and changed out of my nice dress because I knew I was about to go throw down.
Hey,
and I was not going to get that dress all messed up and sweaty and whatnot. No, thank you.
Oh,
and everybody goes, "Why did you change?" I'm like, "Because I'm a practical bitch."
I mean, it went from the dining room, then it went over to the disco, like, in the other room, the focus room, because DJ Storm took over there. Because oh my God, it went on till I don't know how late.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love the dancing too, and I particularly loved dancing. Somebody mentioned it already, but Tawny Newsome was aboard. Our sister Tawny Newsome.
She was the DJ that
love
night.
You, Tawny Newsome. You are the best, girl. Tawny was like the highlight of this cruise. Tawny and Todd Stashwick, our new
Todd.
But Tawny didn't get there until
Tawny got there late. Tawny got there.
That's right.
3 days later.
Yeah, she came on mid cruise.
Yeah, Shatner left, she came on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And Todd was out there like meeting people and walking the promenade and having a blast. Like, he was wonderful.
He met yours truly.
Yes.
Okay, he's me and I don't know, Anson, maybe you might want to step aside.
Fran now. Watch yourself, Fran.
Wow.
Because Todd so sweet to me.
Where is your gift card, though?
This is what I'm saying.
We already pulled it.
Fran has yet another crush.
He pulled it on YMCA.
Todd was like really nice to me because I snuck in this thing that I had no business being in.
That's right. You crashed.
Yes, you did. Don't say what we crashed.
Don't say
because I don't want letters.
I'm not going to say what I crashed.
Thank you.
But I crashed it hard. And Todd was there. And Todd stood there and talked to me for about 15, 20 minutes, y'all. Todd has dreamy eyes.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to put this out on record that the gay woman on the podcast has more crushes on these men than any of us combined.
No, she's gay. She's not blind.
Gay, not blind.
I
Yeah,
know
there
gay,
you
not
go.
blind, but I'm just saying.
That's what Randy from Lambda Quadrant said. He said, "I'm hashtag just gay, but I ain't blind."
'Cause let me tell you, these gay men on the cruise were fine.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Sickening.
Sabrina, what did you say that night when you was like, you talking about, all these guys up here, all these gay guys, look at them, they are fine. Look at them, they look so good.
Let me tell
I
you,
was having a good time dancing.
Oh, this was she said, all the good looking guys are gay.
Hey, yes, they were. I was right there with them. Hello.
every time you saw something, yes. Mhm.
Yes.
It happened a lot. I'm just saying it happened a lot. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying it happened a lot. But, so I'm still in the midst of my shout out to Tawny Newsome.
Okay, go ahead.
Because Tawny Newsome threw one of the funnest parties of the whole cruise, and that was her Beyonce Renaissance dance party that she threw. I am not part of the Beehive, but I don't dislike Beyonce. I just, indifferent one way or the other.
Yes.
And but that was a fun ass party. Let me tell you, that party was.
Ciroc was there. Garrett was there. I mean, everybody.
Denise Crosby came up and she was there. Like everybody was dead. So Tawny, you win because you threw the party of life. That was too much fun. And we partied all night.
Oh
yeah,
goodness.
And she shouted us out on Instagram and stories.
Oh, really?
It was late at night, so we kind of missed it, but it was there.
We might have been down on the promenade having
No,
some
we were
pizza.
still at the party.
Oh, we were still at the party.
Oh my gosh, she was doing Instagrams at the party. That's funny.
So I mean, it was woof.
I had another one of my favorite moments of the cruise was the cold ass karaoke out on the deck that Ciroc hosted. Karaoke, and you guys,
that was great.
It was great, but it was freezing. It was one of the windiest days, y'all. This storm followed us the whole cruise, so we only got like a couple of days of warm weather at all on the cruise, and they had this karaoke party out by the pool deck hosted by Ciroc Lofton, and people came and did their karaoke, and there was a lot of really talented.
Damn winter coat.
He sure did.
Because he was smart. He was smart.
He was the smartest part. He had a coat for every day.
He sure did. Our brother was smart. He was the only smart one. You know what? He's the one who's in the scary movie and then is like going the other way. He's like, nope, deuces, I'm out. No, let's go check out the haunted house. Deuces.
Right.
I'll catch you tomorrow if you're alive.
If you're alive.
We were struggling with just sweatshirts, but Ciroc had an overcoat.
This dumb one didn't even bring my sweatshirt. Like I didn't even have I had like, oh my God. Okay.
It was cold.
But there were some really great singers. There really were. They
really talented people.
Very talented.
And our brother who did Prince.
I
forgot
Brian,
his name.
I think his name was
Brian. Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know, but big guy.
Yeah, he did his.
He had promised
us too.
Big white guy. He said he's going to do Prince. We were like, what?
Yeah, we were like, don't mess up Prince now.
Huh? The night before he was going to do it.
Well, at the first karaoke, he was going to do Prince, and we were like, don't be messing up Prince and da 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 da. Like we gave him hell. He was like, trust me, I can do Prince, and we were like, okay. And then he did it up at the big karaoke by pool deck. Man, he did the hell out of that.
Pour it up. And Band 47, they were terrific because he shredded that. He shredded that guitar up.
Band 47 was the house band for the cruise, and they are so talented. They are amazing.
They were there last year too.
Yes. They are so good, man. I was like, they could play anything and everything, and then do their own riffs. They're so good.
Yeah, that was fun. Even in the cold.
Red shirt zombie night.
That was
but I went right after the karaoke. Ciroc also had a basketball competition, which was new for a Star Trek cruise, which I thought was really cool. And he had a big turnout. People. I got there too late to sign up, but I mean, he had all kinds of people signed up just to do, shoot the ball. And it went down to the wire. It was really good. And it was cold and windy. And then they had like the Starfleet cheerleaders were out there. I don't know where they came from.
Are you serious?
There were tons of them. And it wasn't like 5 people. There must have been about 12 of them. And they were all dressed in their they had pom-poms and everything. I was like, where did they come from?
That's so awesome.
It was really, really good. Even Jess Bush came out and she did really well, but she only stayed for 1 round because it looked like she was like trying out a whole bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. So she did really well too. She made it to the second round, but she wasn't there. Like we turned around, like, where'd she go?
She's another person who was a star of the cruise because there are some of the actors and stuff who stay a little bit more isolated. They've been doing it for a long time. They're not, they're a little bit older and, they're not out and about like they used to be all the time. You might run into them in the elevators or something, or, from point A to point B. But the younger Trek family, the younger Trek, like Jess was out there a lot, like mingling with people. You know who was out mingling with people all the time? Doug Jones.
Oh my God!
Yes,
I think all of us got a Doug Jones hug. Doug Jones would see anybody, and he would just give you these hugs. Like, remember the lady, the lady from India who like traveled around the world and gave hugs to people? You guys remember her?
No.
Okay. Oh, she's like this really famous lady.
Okay.
Who like she just literally goes around spreading love. She gives hugs. People line up for hours to see her, and she gives these amazing hugs and just holds people and treats them for just a few moments like they're the beautiful human beings that we are, right? That's what Doug Jones does. He would like hugged every person that he came across, and it was a moment. He looks you directly in your eye. He holds your face like you're dearest, like you're the dearest thing to him. He connects with you. He hugs you. He has a personal moment, and and he's gone hugging somebody else, and you're just like Doug Jones, and you're like, I just got a Doug Jones blessing or something.
I got blessed by. I got the hug. It's it's like the Pope.
It's like something. It's like,
and when he puts his hands on your face, like this is the second time I've had this experience with him, and his hands are so huge, and he's just engulfs your face, and you kind of like melt, and then he hugs you, and he's not a big. I mean, he's a big man, but he's not. He's a very
tall
thin.
guy.
He's tall,
yeah.
But he hugs you. Sirach said that Doug had like grabbed him from behind and was hugging him, and he says, he's so light that he didn't even move. And the man, he encompassed him. He was like, nobody hugs you like that. He just took him and just hugged him. He's like, I'm a grown man. No one's ever hugged me like Doug does. It was sweet. He was like that. Those hugs, man. He doesn't. So he's not just doing it to us. He's even doing it to his colleagues. His Star Trek colleagues.
He is a beautiful person.
He is beautiful soul.
I love him.
Yeah.
He did a show on the cruise, and it was great. He's just oh man, I'm telling you.
How about the reading for the Devil in the Dark? That was
there was
that was hilarious. Because Jess Bush was on there, and when she imitated the man, it was so funny.
I had to remember what you were talking about.
Imitated that man.
She was like,
oh yeah, so one of the characters, so that other people can know what we're talking about. Like they did a script reading of Devil in the Dark. A bunch of the actors got together and did this, and Jess Bush's character was described in the script as a real tall, masculine, like muscular He-Man of a guy, and so she came out to do so. She totally graveled up her voice and like did this great voice, right? Didn't she gravel it a little bit? And then she like kissed each, like she put her arms up like in the muscle pose, like a muscle pose, and then she kissed each bicep. I mean, it was hilarious, and grabbed her crotch.
I think she was spinning.
She was hilarious. It was hilarious.
She was.
She looked so cute with those long braids coming down. Oh man.
Yeah,
she was fun. Adorable. She was having a good time, I think.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
She did the trivia that night. She was the trivia host. She goes, "How do I do this? What do I do? Just read the question." It was so funny.
So we had, as you could tell, we had a lot of good times on the cruise, and and it was great for SyFy Sistas. If you notice, if you made it this far on this show, you notice it's not like the last cruise wrap up. We're not doing a whole bunch of interviews. We did not go to work.
We were partying.
We went to relax and have a good time and enjoy ourselves with folks. But Yvette ended up working a little bit because Yvette was part of the part of the Seventh Rule panel. Yeah, there was a great panel with Sirach and Denise Crosby, right?
Yeah. It was really good because Ryan didn't come. So Muhammad took over. He took care of everything.
And Muhammad was the host. That's right. Sirach and Denise Crosby and Muhammad hosted and did the whole thing. He was awesome.
Yeah, Muhammad was all over. He had a few panels.
Muhammad was working.
He had a panel every day.
He was working. He had a lot of panels.
Had the little snippets from the shows and all that.
Yeah.
And everything was just right on time.
Yep. And so they invited some of the executive producers of the Seventh Rule. Associate producers, excuse me, of the Seventh Rule, of which Yvette is one, which is how we met Yvette. Yeah. And so she was up there on the stage
and Homer,
for a while.
Homer.
And Homer, our buddy Homer. Yep.
Hi, Homer.
We love you, homie. So that was a cool thing about the cruise to me was running into a lot of these people that I've been communicating with online for several years, but didn't know, like all the folks from the West Coast from the Star Trek watch party. Like they had a huge contingency there, and I got to meet Liana Ahmed and Yez. I got to meet her, like finally she had a birthday while I was on it. So that was cool. And we got to see the guys from Nerd Trek podcast and there were just so many people from different podcasts and different groups online, like hanging out with all the folks from Lambda Quadrant. I really feel like they're like our brothers and sisters. They like, I just love them to pieces.
How about the guy that looks so familiar to me? You look so familiar to me. Where do I know you from?
Oh,
do you remember?
You're talking about Randy Frank from Lambda Quadrant.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. I had no idea.
I mean, we literally just did a
show with him. Not a telethon, the Lappies.
The Lappies. We did the Lappies. That's right.
That's why he looked familiar to me.
Yes.
See, that's a Chrissy moment. Like, if anybody remembers Three's Company. Three's Company. That was a straight Chrissy moment that Fran did that one. She said, you look so familiar to me. I'm like, because we spent like 3 hours together.
Wait a minute. Your face looks so familiar.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
they are so in love with Miss Fran.
Hey.
Because that's when the wrist nipples.
Oh yeah, wrist nipples. Yeah.
Oh my god,
great cosplay!
Wow.
So,
who are you? And Connor Trenier was not.
So we did the cosplay.
Impressed.
If anybody watched our introduction to the pre-show to the Lappy Awards with Randy Frank from Lambda Quadrant, Fran came up with a hashtag wrist nipple, and we were talking about when Trip Tucker went and got pregnant, and then they had this little pimple on his wrist, and it looked like a little nipple. It was a nipple. It was a nipple. It didn't look like a nipple. It was a nipple. So Fran came out and said wrist nipple, and then we were dying. So Randy, for our cosplay for one night, brings these little pasty tassels, they go over your nips, and we put them on our wrists and said wrist nipples. And Connor Trenier did not think it was funny.
No, not at all. He was so not impressed at all.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't there for that. I just got back in his good graces.
He just got back in your good graces.
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know if we're straight yet or not. I told him I liked the show.
Yeah, so that it was cool. It was cool. So guys, I'm going to move us along here because we did hear sad news. So we as we're right before we went to see Doug Jones's panel, we found out the news about Discovery, that Discovery is going to be canceled after its 5th season, and that they are extending
Next year.
that they're not going to release it until 2024. And as we've all been waiting for 2023, we've got to go through a whole nother year, and it's going to be our last season. And that, I swear that that it was a gut punch when we heard that. I mean, I couldn't talk. I mean, I felt it physically. I didn't know. I took my breath away.
Really?
I read it. I was a little under the weather, and I read it, and it was so surreal to me. I didn't think I was reading. My brain tried not to comprehend what my eyes were seeing. I couldn't comprehend that they were saying that. I'm like, this can't be real. I'm not reading this. I was in utter denial and disbelief.
Yeah, it would really definitely put a damper on that last day. Everybody was feeling bad about Discovery, but what we wanted to say tonight definitely was we wanted to thank all the cast and crew of Discovery for giving us some of the best Star Trek. Yes, I'm going to say it. I'm putting it right up there. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Love that show. Love Sonequa Martin Green. We love you.
Yes,
I can't wait to see season 5. And one of the things that's happening now, and we're reading some stuff about the cancellation, and it's been a bit concerning because you're seeing these articles again, and of course they want to tell you what Discovery didn't do right and blah 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 blah. But I just want to say, from a different perspective, we want to say what Discovery did right and why we loved that show. And first of all, because they put a Black woman in the captain's chair in the name of Michael Burnham. I will always love you for that. It took us 50 freaking goddog years to see another officer that was a Black female on the bridge of a starship, and I love you for that forever, Discovery.
3 SyFy Sistas circles in a snap.
Hey.
Oh wait, 3 SyFy Sistas snaps in a circle. That's the way it's supposed to be.
The other thing I want to thank Discovery for doing is bringing the production and visual effects of the new Star Trek to the whatever century you want to call it. But everyone that said things about why did it look so futuristic, why did it look this way, why did it look that way, this was the show. Okay, I am thanking this show for making Star Trek look like it is in the freaking future. Whoever did all of those designs, everybody, all the artisans that worked on Discovery, thank you. It was a beautiful ship. It was a beautiful captain bridge. It was a beautiful, ready room, everything. 10 forward. Oh my God. I loved everything about the way that ship looked, and especially the costume. The other thing I want to thank everybody for is that it spun off Strange New Worlds. So without this show anchoring Paramount Plus, kicking off New Trek, spinning off Strange New Worlds, keeping everything ship shape, you wouldn't have jack. So
that's right. Nada.
That's right.
Zilch.
And I just want to throw that out there. We love the show. I am devastated that it is not going on. I understand that as it was in production right now, Discovery was making money, and it was a very popular show. I really think that this is not a testament of the writing or the show, as much as people want to say that. I think it's just a matter of hard dollars. And all of these streamers are canceling shows. I mean, you just saw the whole movie called Batgirl just taken off, even though it was ready to go. I mean, it's just they wanted to take a tax deduction instead of bring the movie out. So that's what happened.
And it was $8 million. Well, when it started off, it was $8 million per episode.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I may be proven wrong. I doubt it though, but I think they all are going to go about 5 years, because those things are not economical to produce.
Right.
To produce, write, star, film, all of that stuff. And I don't think it's a testament to Discovery. I think economic thing. I do really think it's an economic.
I think
it was an economic decision.
So
that's all it is.
Yeah,
I think that's all it is, because, like you said, I believe that this is not the 90s. There's not 26 episodes. There's not going to be 7 years. You're talking about streamers, not networks.
Right.
5 years is a long time. There are others that last longer. They're usually comedies, I think. So you're talking about a movie.
Low budget, very low budget.
Right.
Low
exactly.
Reality.
They always
TV
have to be,
crap,
right?
You know?
You're talking about a movie every single episode.
Right.
Who can sustain that? And then you got all these other shows that want to come on. So Discovery was the flagship. It is the flagship. And I think that I do trust that there will be a satisfying ending where it's not going to be like Enterprise, because that is my worry. My worry is that it's going to be like Enterprise, because, like I said to you guys before, I don't believe that's going to happen.
Okay.
But that was my worry when I first heard it. But I do believe the one thing that makes me mad is that they've thrown this cast in the 32nd century, and they've erased the knowledge of them in the Star Trek universe. So we will never hear from them again unless there's another show that's going to be in the 32nd century. And I don't see that, because they've erased them.
Yeah.
So unless you go back before Discovery started, originally, that's the only time you're going to hear about this crew. No one's going to talk about them in the century that I think they're going to stick to, which is the 25th century.
Well, you could always write in a mole, like there's always a leak somewhere,
Yeah, but that's fine. That's a mention.
It's not an absolute. I think
but that's a mention. That's not bringing some of these
bringing the characters back.
That's what I'm talking about. You can mention it. There's always going to be a mention, like a mole. I mean, Spock is going to be mentioned all the time in Company. They can all talk about it on Strange New Worlds, but you can't bring these characters back.
Yeah.
Sonequa Martin Green could never come back to Star Trek.
Right.
Because she is, this is her show. So she can't come back.
Unless they do something different, which we don't know yet.
No. Time travel.
The thing is, it is entirely possible that could happen, or it's impossible that they could write it a different way too.
I keep saying we still have not had the last short trek explained.
Right.
Well, exactly.
Calypso.
Right. And I think that's going to be the ending. They're going to put that in there because from everything they're saying, I think even Jonathan Frakes said in that interview that they're going to work on an ending.
They're reshooting some.
Yeah. So there'll be an ending. So
when I'm sorry, go ahead. Okay. So when I first heard the news, we're sitting around, we were at the Niners bar on the cruise ship. And like, I swear I felt like I wanted to cry, and I was just mad as hell. Like, I mean, I was just really, really mad. Like, God damn it. We just, it took us 50 years to get our Black woman at the helm of a boat. And now you're canceling her, and I just felt so angry. And I was like, we're going to start a letter writing campaign and da-da-da. And I even came home with that, and thinking that, but I've come to some acceptance around it. First of all, like, for all the reasons that have just been explained by my other sisters, right? I think it's not like Trek of yore. Now, if we were like 3 seasons and they wanted to cancel, hell yeah, I would be mobilized,
I think we're good at 60 something episodes.
Yeah, they got a 5-year mission. I mean, Kirk didn't get a 5-year mission.
Right.
No, I didn't.
Think about it that
Enterprise
way.
didn't get a 5-year mission.
Right. A 5-year mission that's great for Star Trek, I think. I just don't think any of them are going to go past 5 years. Not if we want more Trek. There's no way they can sustain that.
Right.
They can't.
Not now with the cost of these shows. So,
And they're all year by year, so you don't know what else is going to... I mean, poor Lower Decks is going into season 4 already.
Right.
Okay, but they're animation, and they don't cost $8 million an episode.
Right.
It costs a lot.
They do cost
But
a lot.
But
It costs a lot, but
they
it's not.
cost a lot. It's not that, but they do cost a lot. I mean,
No.
I think Prodigy costs more than Lower Decks.
But the look is different too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you cancel Discovery and you save yourself, $238 million. Right. That's another show you can.
That's another show you can produce.
That's another show.
I'm grateful for Discovery. Like I'm grateful also for Discovery has given us the most representative cast ever in a Star Trek show. And I have new friends because of this show. I have new understanding about some of my friends and what they face on a daily basis in their existence because of this show. And we have each other because of this show. I seriously owe everything to Discovery and to Sonequa Martin Green. So I thank them forever for being unapologetically out and proud and all ways, everything in all ways, right? And everything that's good with this word and really truly embodying IDIC. Yep. More so than I've seen any other Star Trek show do.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, so, we stand firmly in our philosophy on Discovery.
Yeah. As you guys know, Discovery is not like one of my favorites, but as you also know, I love the idea of Discovery. I love what Discovery stands for. I love that people just find themselves in that show. People who never found themselves anyplace else, they find themselves in that show. Like you said, it is IDIC. That is IDIC. That show is nothing but IDIC. I mean, no other show comes close to it. And I love the fact that it came out. I don't know. It's just the fact that it was there, that it started all of this. Because like you said, like I've said many times, if it wasn't for Discovery, there's no Picard. Right. Definitely no Strange New Worlds. No lower, none of this stuff. Because no one else would care. We would still be watching reruns like we always did on Netflix.
If that show hadn't succeeded that first season.
Exactly. So I want people just to, if you want to remember, I think people should do whatever they feel they need to do to feel good about Discovery leaving. If you want to write a letter, if you want to sign a petition.
I signed the petition.
I definitely, yep.
Like whatever, I'm gonna do it.
So I'm practicing some acceptance.
But my thing is, what I would suggest people do is watch Discovery. Watch it. Keep the numbers up. Keep watching Discovery. Watch Discovery like you've never watched Discovery before in your life.
Watch the hell out of it.
Watch the hell out of it. Because the only thing that matters is you watching Discovery. The streamers, the only thing that matters is the numbers. Keep watching Discovery. Watch Discovery like you watch TNG. People watch TNG. Just have it on.
Just have it on.
Exactly. Yeah, just having it on.
Yeah, because it does hit differently in a binge. I will tell you that. It hits very differently when you binge it. Because I didn't like season 1 at all. Now I watch season 1 constantly. I just love season one in a binge. Yeah. It's a total different.
I started episode 3 and binge it. Season 1.
No, I watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing too.
The first two seasons, I watched those on a binge all the time.
Yep, and I can't sit and watch just one.
Yeah,
I know. Because
it's like okay, what's the next one now? Wait a minute.
And then you look back and say, "How in the heck did I miss that?"
Right? There's a lot.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, there's a lot. I used to tell people when Discovery came on, if you listen to Discovery and don't watch it. It hits differently that way too, because there's so much dialogue in Discovery that there's so much you'll miss. And sometimes, like, I'll listen to it. Like, I used to listen to it in the car because I traveled a lot, and I would have it on. I would play it, and then just listen to it in the car. And it's really there's a lot you miss if you're just watching it, because there's so much to watch. There's a lot going on with Discovery, and I think the cost. Like I said, it's a movie every episode.
Yeah. And we talking top notch HD movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
rocks and all.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have to get what were you going to say?
There's just a couple of things I want to debunk before we leave, because that's my perspective, and I just got my backup on some of this stuff.
Go ahead.
The articles are coming out now.
Debunk that myth.
God dog it. So some of these things are coming out now, and everybody's going to say, what do you call them? Armchair quarterbacks. They're going to talk now about, you should have done this, should have done that, blah, blah, blah. But there's a couple of things that get on my nerves when people say it in these articles. And first one is, I read an article, and it was talking about that Discovery was out of character for Trek. And the thing that they said that was out of character for Trek was that Spock never told anybody that Burnham was his sister. And I just said, you don't watch Star Trek, because Spock, that is his M-frickin-O.
Oh,
right.
Okay, Spock never told anybody jack about his family.
He was Kirk's best friend, and Kirk didn't even know about his dad.
He didn't know about his dad
parents, period.
Or Sybok. He didn't know about Sybok either.
Or Sybok.
No. Spock was standing there on the door of the shuttlecraft thing.
That's right.
And they introduced Kirk to Sarek. He said, this is the ambassador to Vulcan, blah, 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 blah. Then there was all this, shiggity. He wouldn't give him the hand signal, nothing. Kirk is looking at this like, what's going on? And then finally, Kirk asked the man, do you want to go visit your parents? And that's when he said, the ambassador and his wife are my parents. Okay? So he didn't even get off of it when the man was standing right there in Kirk's face.
Exactly.
All right, that's how mad I get. He didn't tell anybody about T'Pring. He just let
That's right.
I am telepathically connected to a woman that I'm going to have to marry. I mean, you know what? You could have gone and put your vacation time on the calendar and saying, I'm going to go into, I got to go back and get married. I'm going to go into Pongfar on this year. You knew it was coming. Put it on the calendar. No, we got to take the ship and divert it and everything, because you ain't telling anybody this is your girlfriend. Okay.
Right.
You didn't tell anybody you had a half brother. So why are people surprised that he never told anybody he had an adopted sister? Okay, it is complete Spock MO. Yeah. Other thing I want to debunk. Somebody said in an article, and this got me because this is personal. This hit personal. They said, here's the sentence, I'm quoting. Only the basest lip service was paid to sci-fi pseudoscience.
Oh,
what?
Dr. Muhammad Noor, I'm sticking up for you, and Dr. Erin McDonald. You don't know how much time they spend to get the science right on this show. So whoever wrote that sentence, you are not my friend.
No.
Not mine either.
Get it straight. There is some techno babble, definitely. But for people who are sitting here watching a show that has subspace, there's no such thing as subspace. So if you can get past subspace, get past Discovery Science, okay? Last thing I want to get off my chest. I was reading this. I'm like, you people are so wrong. I don't even know where to go with you. They said that Star Trek had fantasy machines. And I'm like, you're talking about the show that gave you all the 3D printer from the replicator. They've given you the flip phone from the communicator, and they've given you the iPad from the pad. So whatever fantasy machines come out of Discovery, you will be using in 20 years. So.
Yep.
And that's the shiggity I wanted to just straighten out.
There you go.
That's the shiggity corner right there.
That's the shiggity corner with.
Oh, no, I got one more shiggity corner.
Okay.
That's right. They said, the person said in this, there was a lot of shit in this article. I just was like, God dog it. They said, number one, they said that they never figured out where all the 7 signals were in the second season. Yes,
they did.
Yeah, they did.
They did. So go back and watch the second season, whoever wrote that article, And
all 7 signals.
All 7 signals
All
were
7.
identified.
And she even went over them again in the last episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you're going to write an article, please get the facts.
Actually watch the show.
Yeah, watch the show.
Know the show that you're talking about. And
last slap to people that don't write correct facts was they said that, oh, well, this show was wrong because Discovery had the spore drive. And the spore drive, if they had that, why didn't all the rest of the ships get it? And blah, blah, blah. And they would have changed all. And the reason why they had the spore drive is because they didn't want to actually trek through space. And I'm like, listen, fool, the spore drive, it's an experimental ship. There was only one spore drive. It could only be flown by Stamets. You have to go and watch the show. The Glenn blew up. The Pegasus is stuck in a rock. They have been trying to do this forever. And they don't have another ship that can do that. That's why they're aboard her.
It's a scientific vessel.
God dog it! Watch the show, people.
Okay.
So I'm cool.
Never mind. The mushroom thing does exist.
It's inspired by real science.
Yeah,
so
it's inspired by it. There's no
tardigrade. All of it is.
Yeah, all of it. On. It's like on the forest ground. There is a connection between all of that.
There's a real Stamets.
There's a real Stamets. Yeah. Who discovered all this.
People that are writing about Discovery and what it got wrong, please watch the show before you put your pen to paper or I will come for you.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm
saying
we got her back.
Hey, that's how we started, friend.
That's right.
That's right.
Don't make us cut you.
Don't make us come over there.
Wait, hold on now.
Don't make us come over there
and cut you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta end this show.
Okay. It's getting a little personal.
Yeah.
Hot.
People talking about cutting.
Personal and they were wrong.
We ain't cutting nobody.
No, we're not cutting anybody. Thank you very much.
Come at me.
Let's make that very clear for legal reasons that nobody here is making threats of any kind
on
towards
the air.
anyone.
For entertainment purposes only.
Come and get us. I do want to say thank you to the person that made us a necklace, though. You didn't name him.
We weren't done. And,
okay.
There's a couple of people that still need a couple of shout outs.
Oh, all right, good.
And I don't know if maybe we can just pop it in earlier or something because got some people that we missed. One of them, before we get to the necklace, I really want to shout out Brad Winters, producer of Lower Decks. Because he was awesome to us. Hi, Brad.
Yes. Hi, Brad.
We love you, Brad. You got some sisters who love you. And that's because he was so generous with his time with us all the time. And yes, there are 4 sisters. There are 4 sisters.
There are
Brad.
4 sisters.
Now we can get to the necklace because this was the dopest gift that like anybody has personally given me. So our friends Josh and Chena Klein. Josh Klein is a silversmith from Colorado, and he
made us the most beautiful gifts.
The name of his company, his place of business, that he owns, but that runs with his mother, is called Ouray Silversmiths, and it's Ouray. And so Josh had met the sisters on the previous cruise, and said he was going to make something, and he came back with something, didn't he?
Oh, wow!
Yes, he did.
Beautifully wrapped. Oh,
he made us handcrafted individually for each one of us a silver representation of our logo with an amethyst in the center and had our names etched in the back. It was beautiful. Each one of us has our own necklace. It's really a beautiful, beautiful gift. And
Sabrina and I started crying.
We did. I cried.
I believe that.
We cried.
I almost cried.
Thank you, Josh. It was so beautiful.
That was so thoughtful.
And I wear it every day now.
I do.
Yvette has the tattoo, but I have the necklace.
Yeah.
I have the necklace. I'm like, I don't have it. I can't get another tattoo. So, this is as close as I can get, So that was
so
beautiful.
Thoughtful.
Really thoughtful.
Oh my gosh.
So
And
leading up to this, so I had been in contact with Josh, I guess ever since we were on the ship last time, and he was asking me about just the SyFy Sisters, and I was saying, Josh, what kind of gift are you talking about? And he was like, it's going to be a surprise, but it'll be great. I'm going to do something. And he goes, please send me the logo. And I kind of forgot. It was like 2 months before I even sent it. And I was like, well, here's the logo. Whatever you do, I appreciate it. And, we're willing to, compensate you for whatever you do. He goes, no, it's a gift. I don't need any compensation.
I can see him saying that.
I was like, no, I didn't mean it that way. But, I was raised right. You offer. And every once in a while, he would contact me, goes, I'm still working on the gift. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. Thanks. I didn't know what it was going to be, honestly. And then he showed up with this necklace and this pendant. And I was just blown away by it. I was like, wow.
Man.
I mean, and it's silver. It is the etching of the woman's face and afro. It has texture to it, which is the part that I love the most. And the detail and the thoughtfulness of it.
Oh my gosh.
Was just, like I said, I think earlier, it was overwhelming, the love and support and gratitude that we got on this ship by people the first day. It's very overwhelming to me because, I don't know. It's just overwhelming that people think of us in that way. That, oh, here, I want to make this for you, So,
and then make it.
And then make it, right? and then make it beautifully, You can make a bunch of stuff, but the passion and the artist, his talent that went into that. I don't know what, and I haven't worn it yet because I'm so precious sometimes. I have problems with my skin, so I have to be careful what I put on it. And so I don't want to put it on and then have an allergic reaction and then I can't wear it. So right now I'm waiting until I go out to something special and I'll put it on for the night, but I'll take it right back off. So I won't be wearing it all the time. But I definitely am so grateful for it. I think it's just a beautiful piece, and it's something that my children have seen and like, ooh, and I can see it in their eyes going, well, who's getting this when she dies? Like they do all my jewelry, who are you leaving this to? And I'm just looking at them like, everybody wants to kill me off for stuff. I'm like,
and we had I just really enjoyed hanging out with him and his wife, China. And China, I just realized that your name is China and my cousin's name is China. I'm calling you your name on the ship, but I'm just and then I'm like, no, and it's spelled exactly the same way.
Oh, wow.
So, that's yet another heart connection there, but, the love that people showed to us, was just really wonderful. And from everybody, from the different actors and celebrities that we met who gave us a lot of love and support, to people who are listening to the show, who would every time we'd wear our t-shirts,
pictures with
SyFy
us,
Sisters, people would be like, SyFy Sisters, I listened to you. Oh my God. That was really cool and really, really appreciated. So, we just want to give mad love back to everybody. And, I want to thank everybody for listening this far. We ended up talking about a lot of stuff here. And, and it's nice to be able to share it with you all. And we hope that we've encouraged some folks to take that journey next year with us and
coming back
come
to
on
Florida,
board.
coming back to the East Coast.
Coming back to the East Coast next year. And there's a ton of awesome people who are going to be on the cruise next year.
Saniqua.
Saniqua's
going
going
to
to
be the
there.
captain.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
she's our captain on this cruise, and
it's a nice mixture. It's very diverse.
Really.
I love this new cast. It's going to be awesome, and all of us are going. Yes, no,
I think so. Well, we don't know right now. We think all of us are going.
Okay.
We hope all of us are going.
We hope all of us are going. Yeah.
Let's just put it to you that way. We hope so. You know.
I mean, things change. I mean,
right.
I got
our plans.
That don't mean nothing. You know.
Our plans are.
I've started paying on the cruise already.
Right.
You know,
so.
I'm
I have too.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll all make it.
I have my niece with me, my nerdy niece.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
That'll be fun to see her again.
Yeah.
It will. She came last year.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we hope that we get to see some of you guys on the cruise next year. And, you know, Yvette, do you want to tell people, like, if you have thoughts about anything that we talked about today, or reminiscences, your own reminiscences, whatever. I can't say it. Jesus. From the cruise, from the cruise that you want to share with us, Yvette, or your thoughts about disco and disco's departure. Yvette, where can people do that?
You can find us at SyFySistas.com. That's SyFySistas.com. Join us on the mothership. That's MUTHASHIP. And the SyFy Sistas Book Club, both on Facebook. Download the Trek Geeks Network app, where you can find us and our family of podcasts on the Trek Geeks Network. On Instagram and TikTok, SyFy.Sistas. We're also on that Twitter at SyFy Sistas. Welcome. Wow. Become a patron of SyFy Sistas today at patreon.com/SyFy Sistas. After listening to this podcast, please rate us and write a review. We may just read it on an upcoming episode.
All right, y'all. Well, we love you very much. Thanks for listening. We can't wait to see you on the next cruise. We can't wait to hit you up next week or next 2 weeks with the next show. And that's it from us. We're getting tired and punchy now. Oh, no, that's not it for us. Oh, see, I'm tired and I'm punchy. Mm-hmm. We got to shout out the baddest engineer in any and all universes, Dose the Anonymous One, who is responsible for the music you hear on our show, as well as all of our production services. And if you have need from Dose, you can hit him up on Instagram at Dose_the_Anonymous_1. And that's it for us, y'all. We love you. Bye. Peace, love, and hair grease.